Hello my friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Novella. Today is Sunday and that means Coffee Clutch. Coffee Clutch is a Dutch, Belgian, Flemish, German word that is also used, I believe, in New York. And that means that I invite you over for a coffee and we have a little chit chat. In my case, that's mostly about books, or dogs or kitty cats. Anyway, how was my week, my reading week? It was I finished 2 books since Wednesday. The Details by Genberg and Disobedience by Naomi, Alderman. I'm reading The House of Doors by Twan and Amerikanah by that hurts. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Amerikanah. So this is a group read together with Fraser Simons, Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot, and Angela, I believe. And so we are well, at least I'm 200 pages in. I'm really liking it. So yeah, it's a good book. Interesting to see how when an African goes to the States, when they are in Africa, they are a woman or a man, but as soon as they arrive in the States, they are a black man or a black woman. So it's weird for them, and yeah, it must be a weird feeling. And so that's what I'm reading. So this is the story about a boy and a girl. What was her name? Ifemelu and Obinze, and they are really in love with each other, and yeah, they are dating, and at a certain point there's a military coup in Nigeria and they have to flee. The boy Obinze, he goes to the UK, and Ifemelu goes to the United States because she has a passport, an American passport. So she studies there, and then has to well, she's confronted with racism and dishonesty and stuff like that. And Obinze, I'm not sure yet. I am not there yet. And then he is illegally there. So yeah. And then after a while they both go back to Nigeria, I believe, I hope. And then I'm also reading, but I'm not far in, I'm only like 12% in, is The House of Doors by Twan. And that's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's about a married woman who meets William Somerset's mom. And they kind of share their lives together for some sort. I just liked the visual, and I was attracted to it, and I just started reading without really knowing the blurb. So William Somerset's mom is one of the very big characters in this novel. And I'm not far enough in, but I'm really, really enjoying it. This is a good book. Friday, I read Disobedience by Naomi, Alderman. And yeah, this is a first, I think. But the movie, apart from a couple of weird scenes, is way better than the book. Way better. It's for me, it's a mystery that this book was picked up and turned into a movie. I really was underwhelmed, very underwhelmed. A very forgettable story, not as rich as the movie is. And no, it wasn't good. But yeah, the story is about Ronit and Esti. Ronit and Esti knew each other when they were children, and then they turned into puberty and young adolescents, and they fall in love with each other. And then Ronit's father, they live in a very strict Jewish community, very radical. And of course, Ronit's father is the rabbi, and he discovers their relationship, and that's not very good, of course. And then Ronit flees to America, and 6 years later, she receives a phone call that her father has passed away. Her mother was passed away a long time before. And so she goes back to London, to the city where it happened in England, and there she sees Esti again, and there's still a lot of love and passion, but choices have to be made, and it's totally different than in the movie. I prefer the movie. So it was quite forgettable the way it was written. I'm sorry. It didn't connect with me. Then another book that I've read this week is The Details by Genberg, and she is a Swedish author. The book is named The Details, and the main narrator, the narrator of the book, is very ill, and she has a high fever. And while she's in her bed, she sees an old book that she received a long time ago from an ex-lover of hers, and she opens it and she sees something written down, wishing her well, because she received it when she was ill. And that ex-lover is now a very famous TV presenter. And then she starts to reminisce about their relationship, and then another relationship, and then a third relationship, and the final relationship. And this book is quite short. It's only like 150 pages, but it's quite dense and quite interesting. And I think this is a book you have to read more than once to really, really appreciate it, because it's all in, as the title says, in the details. So I recommend it. I gave it 4 stars, and I think after a reread, it could easily be a 5-star read. So The Details. It won the August Prize, which is the most important literary award in Sweden. Yes, and then what else am I reading? Amerikanah, that's it. Now, and of course, I need to finish this week The Memoirs of Adrian by Margaret Yourcenar. It's a beautiful book, it really is, but I have so many things on my mind. And for me, it's not always good to have 6 weeks to finish a book. I rather go through it and then move along to another book. But anyway, it's very interesting, very well written, so thoughtful, and I loved it. Now, something else. I do a lot of I buy my books secondhand. And there's an app in Europe that's named Vinted, which is actually an app to buy and sell secondhand clothing. But they also have an entertainment department, and there are a lot of books there. So the great thing is that you can buy books for very little money. €1 up to 8, that's mostly, sometimes even €20, but those are very rare books. and they hardly get sold. So if you pay €1 or €2, then you're good. And the shipping costs about €2.90. That's more or less for a couple of books. But I never buy just one book from a seller. I mostly try to bundle, and then you get a discount of another 25%. So if you buy 10 books that normally cost €1, you pay €7.50 plus then your shipping, and then it costs you €10 for 10 books, including shipping. Now, I have found some great stuff, but the one thing that we can't really find here in Belgium, or you do, but then you have to pay way too much money, those are old pulp books in English. And because they never came out here, those were imported from America. And yeah, you couldn't find those here. You couldn't. And the books you find now are either flown in or way too expensive. So, for instance, if you want to buy an Anne Bannon book, you pay at least 175, 200 euros for one booklet that cost at the time 25 cents or something. Anyway, but I struck some gold. So there was a seller in Spain who had quite a few very old science fiction novels from the 50s. I will show you them. I already made a reel about it, but not everybody watches those. So I want to show you what I bought for €1 each. So here we have Space Tug by Murray Leinster. Joe Kenmore's mission was as dangerous as it sounded simple: deliver supplies and atomic weapons to the space platform, then prepare for man's first expedition to the moon. Yeah, it was written in the 50s. And then they slept 1,000,000 years and woke up to find themselves the only human beings alive. Genus Homo by L. Sprague de Camp and P. Shuyler Miller. Can you see at this? And then the power. To a superior human being, men of today would seem less than animals. This is a prophetic novel of such being loose in our world. The Power by Frank M. Robinson. Third from the Sun. This is unfortunately has suffered from the shipment. Those are short stories, 13 short stories of the weird and fantastic selected from Born of Man and Woman by Richard Matheson. 13 stories. And then Frederik Pohl, The Space Merchants, a novel of the future when advertising agencies take over. I have to start with that one. How would you like to live in a future world where Congress is made up of senators from large corporations, where armed warfare occurs between advertising agencies, and where one of those agencies gets the job of selling the idea of immigration to Venus? I'm gonna read this. Oh, seriously. Oh. And then also by Frederik Pohl and C.M. Kornbluth, Gladiator-at-law, a future world whose savage public contests make ancient Rome look feeble. Great hair, all printed in the USA. This was one from 55. James Gunn, Station in Space, a prophetic chronicle of the first settlement in the most beautiful but hostile territory mankind has ever attempted to conquer. Beautiful, huh? Those, I really like it. So, and then we have The Joymakers, a novel of a frantic future totally dedicated to the pleasure principle, crazy, wild, screaming with happiness by James Gunn. The Joymakers. Happiness guaranteed by Hedonistics Inc. And another one by Frederik Pohl, short stories by a master of science fiction, The Case Against Tomorrow. Cool, huh? I really think they are great. This one looks red, but there are a couple that don't even look red. So yeah, I'm really happy with those. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have to tell you. All is well with Vita and Muffin. Muffin is a great mama dog to little Vita. She is now 3 weeks and she eats very well. She is healthy and I hope to save her little eye, so it's looking good. So I can only give her her meds and yeah, wake up in the middle of the night still. So like now I go to bed at midnight and then she wakes up around 4:30 and I give her a bottle and then I try to sleep again and then she needs another bottle around 8. So yeah, it's doable, but I'm still fatigued though. But that's also the heat. I mean, not that it's so hot in my house. I've taken precautions, but still, I don't like being outside with this weather. I don't enjoy it. Now there's no sun, but it's really humid and warm. It's 30 degrees. So yeah, that's like 95, I believe, in Fahrenheit, which is not that much, but we even had like 40 degrees last year and 2 years before. So yeah, it's not my kind of weather. Summer is not my season. I like spring. I love autumn. Winter a bit less. Yeah, one of those two. I miss the rain. I missed it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope I can see you again. Maybe earlier this week. I have an idea. We'll see how tired I am and the things I have to do for work. So we'll see. Anyway, otherwise, see you on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, thank you for subscribing and talk to you later. Bye bye.